Hey guys, it's Craig. This is the Nanoleaf Essential Light Strip Starter Kit. It is a thread-enabled light strip that works with Google and Apple's HomeKit. I want to see how it stacks up to my preferred light strips, the LifX Z Strips that I've been using in here. Let's take a look. I recently compared the Nanoleaf Essential bulb to the Wise Color bulb. You can find that video in the description along with some great smart bulb options. I'm impressed with the white light out of the Nanoleaf Essential bulb. It looks nice, but the colors aren't that bright, so I'm curious to see how this does when it comes to the color. Before we get started, I've been in the entertainment lighting industry for 25 plus years. I get to play with some very expensive lights and LEDs, so color saturation, brightness, and color temperature are important to me. For these tests, I'll be using a light meter to give a foot candle reading for each strip with each of its RGB colors and white light so we can see how they stack up. If you're not familiar with foot candles, basically it is a way of measuring light, and the bigger the number, the better. Now I went with these LifX Z Strips because they are bright, have great colors, and work with Apple's HomeKit, Google Assistant, and Amazon Echoes. I'd love to find a more affordable option like this that does have great color and intensity. Now, a little backstory of Nanoleaf. Nanoleaf has been a company that's made pretty expensive and unique lights. They started with an odd-shaped LED bulb that weren't even smart at the time. They were definitely different and unique though. Then we saw the Nanoleaf panels and some of their other decorative lights that also are kind of expensive. These essential lights are really the first affordable lights from Nanoleaf. They are priced very well. Now, before you see these side by side, here are the necessary specs. This is the Nanoleaf Essential Light Strip Starter Kit, also known as the TNELSK. Not really, no one says that. That was just a dumb dad joke. Okay, this starter kit is priced at $49 for 2 meters. That's $40 less than the LifX Z Strips for 2 meters and $30 less than the Philip Hue starter kit with 2 meters. That's a big savings going with something like this over LifX. And also what's unique about these strips and the essential bulb that I talked about is that they are thread-based. Work with HomeKit only works with Google Assistant devices that have thread hubs in them. Thread is a protocol that allows devices to communicate with each other and create a self-healing network. So if a connection goes bad, a device goes offline, it can reroute communication for a faster network and also better range since devices can talk to other devices. It really is one of the future protocols that's really going to improve the smart home. Nanoleaf is one of the first companies to embrace thread and put thread-only products out. They're getting a jump on the competition, especially if you go with something like a HomePod Mini. These are selling out all over Apple's website, on Nanoleaf's website. They're hard to get right now. These do not work with Wi-Fi and will not work with Amazon Echoes. Hopefully in September when new devices come out from Amazon, we'll see a thread-enabled Echo. They are part of that thread group, so we should be seeing something from them. Now these are RGB CCWW LEDs. That means they have separate channels for cool LEDs and warm LEDs. That is very important. Red, green, and blue only LED strips are so hard to mix a warm white. That is my professional opinion after years of trying to mix those colors with professional lights before they had any white LEDs in them. Get strips that have white LEDs, at least a warm white in there. I don't know, it looks good, especially under cabinets. Having the white channels is a great start. These are capable of 16 million colors. Most of the changes between colors are imperceptible to the eye. I mean, you might be able to pick them up with the sensitive eyes, but most of them you can't tell. These light strips have color temperature control between 2700 Kelvin and 6500 Kelvin. So this is how the strip comes. Here's the 2 meters, the connector at the end. It goes into the brains that you find on all these strips, pretty much all these strips. The difference though is this serves as a remote. I like that. It doesn't hurt to have a physical remote. Looking at these things, you have your RGB LEDs and then you have your cool white and your warm white LEDs. These strips have adaptive lighting, which will change the color of the light to reflect the color temperature of the day. For daytime, and to match the sun, the lights go to a cooler blue. As the sun sets, the lights start to change over to a warmer white for the evening. These strips are rated for 2200 lumens. The LifX Z strips are rated for 1400 lumens for 2 meters, so that's quite a bit brighter. Now let's set these up. It's a little different than what you get from other lights, with it being a thread light. This has an NFC tag on the back of it, so you take your phone and scan it, and right there it says add to home. It found it. I choose my home, and this is going into HomeKit. I haven't done it into Google yet, but I'll check it out. Now I pick where I want these to go. They're gonna go into my garage strips for now. Don't want to add them to anything, any of the automations yet. We'll just hit continue, and now I could view it in home. Here's the white light. Let's look at some of the colors out of it. A little bit of the colors, okay. I like to see if LEDs respond as you move them around the screen on there, because a lot of the cheaper LEDs will actually, they'll need you to let off the screen for it to initiate and do what you want it to. So it's just one of those little things I look at. So here's a look at the remote. Could cycle through different colors. There's a dimmer, and these all work as one solid color. There aren't different zones in them. The remote doesn't do a lot, but we're gonna have the box there, why not? Let's go take a look at them in a dark space. Here are both strips in their warmest white. The Nanoleaf is reading 42 foot candles. The LifX is reading 66 foot candles. For the cool white, the Nanoleaf is reading 170 foot candles. The LifX on the right is at 142 foot candles. Now, this is a warm white that is more realistic. The Nanoleaf is coming in at 135 foot candles. LifX is coming in at 85. The Nanoleaf is coming in at 89 foot candles, and the LifX 326 foot candles. They're much closer in the greens, with the Nanoleaf at 178 foot candles, LifX at 184 foot candles. For both strips, the brightest LEDs are the blue ones, with the Nanoleaf at 218 foot candles, LifX at 489 foot candles. I was prepared after using the Essential bulb for the colors not to be that great. I was really impressed by the white light. It does great warm light, great cool light. There are a lot of LEDs on there. I'm surprised they beat the LifX strips. Like I expected, the color brightness fell off real quick because there aren't enough LEDs in the color range. It's almost like they gotta double up on the color. With the warm and cool LEDs in this, these are a good strip for adaptive lighting and HomeKit to go from that cool to warm white throughout the day. I do want to take a quick look at the Nanoleaf app. I was really surprised when I opened it up and I saw all these different lights, and I'm like, what is all this different stuff? It found all my different lights in here. I was not prepared for that. Maybe if I'd read up on that, I would have seen that. The strip that I was using for testing, the LifX, is labeled cabinet 1. It's showing as offline. I got to do some more research on this. Totally wasn't expecting it. So to make settings to the individual lights, let's grab the garage Nanoleaf. We see the different color whites around here that we can adjust to. And then if we want to go to color, we got our color wheel that we can make changes to. So we can create our own scenes. And then you can have your favorites. Something else to cover in here. the circadian lighting, which is similar to adaptive lighting. That you could find in here, and you could set the schedule, or you could set the level you want it to go to throughout the day, or you just let it do its thing. You don't need HomeKit for that adaptive lighting. Personally, I would rather use the Apple Home app to create my scenes. Part of that is combining different type of devices together. That way, it just kind of consolidates my different things. Now with these Nanoleaf thread lights, there are some people that just think they are so fast. And after using the two for a while, I agree, they are very fast until they're not. I have a HomePod Mini that's very close to these in the garage, and 3 other minis throughout the house, so thread coverage should be good. But I feel like at times, when it's Apple Home app, it's probably the problem there at times is that they become unresponsive, a little slow, but 90% of the time I feel like they just snap on really quick. I'll give you my final thoughts and the cases in which I would recommend these. I do want to say though, physically, they are a wide strip. Like here's the LifX, and they are wider, they are thicker. They definitely remind me more of the Philip Hue type thickness. Personally, I'm too scared to try doing the corner technique that I did in my installation video to create corners. I wouldn't do this with this strip right here. I really think I would break something in there. I have a great video you can find in the description that shows you how to do the loop technique and put LEDs onto a TV that look great. So check that out when you're done with this video. So with the thickness, I would pay attention to where you're using them and think about if you need to do some corners. Like if you need to do a corner like that, that's not a problem. But you might struggle if you're trying to attach and you start to bend it in weird ways. So think about that. There aren't a lot of places to cut. There is a scissor on there right where the connection solder joints are. You cut in the middle of that, but that's it. So you're basically cutting at the 1 foot mark. I wouldn't want to cut these. It's kind of like the LifX Z strips. I am going to do a project where I need to cut them, but it's going to be the last one in line. So if this was too long by a foot, that's when I'd cut them. Or if you want to attempt to do corners. So would I recommend these? First, if you're an Amazon user, these are a no-go, but hopefully that'll change this year with Amazon. Hopefully they'll embrace Thread too, because they are part of the same group with Google and Apple. LifX is a better option for the most amount of choices of assistants to work with. If you're looking for color out of these, they're okay. If they are your first LED strips, you may find the color bright enough because you don't have a reference point. But LifX is better still for color. It's my go-to still when it comes to color. These lights really shine with the white light. They are perfect for warm or cool accent lighting. As a lighting designer, I like the color temperature. It looks nice. It doesn't lean too red or green. These could be great for white light behind your TV. It would also be great for under cabinet lighting. You won't see the mixture of red and green and blue LEDs to try to achieve white bouncing off the counter. You won't see that reflection. You'll just see nice color. I think at the price point, these are a great option for HomeKit users or Google users who want to build a smart home using new protocols. The white light out of these is worth the $40 alone, and the color is a bonus at that point. Now, where are you using LED strips? And if you are using them, which ones? Let us know in the comment section. Now, if you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps with the video getting recommended to more people. Also, subscribe and click that bell to not miss the next video. Next, make sure to check out this video over here to see the correct way to put LED strips on a TV. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.